So we use more critical thinking in that we are dealing with an eight-legged spider. In all the conversation we're going to be doing, we're going to be dealing with an eight-legged spider. In other words, the spider there's no one way of doing anything. There's no one way of looking at anything. There are many ways of looking at the same thing. However, there might be, this is a little more in focus. Good example. I'm looking out the window. Now there's a pretty girl walking down the street with a hot dress on, and I see the pretty girl with the hot dress on. But there's also a car going by. There's also a little old lady crossing the street. There's also a dog there, trying to get in the trash can. There's also some clouds, and there's also some birds, and there's also some buildings, and this and that, and the cop siren, and all kinds of stuff is going on in the same picture. The picture is not just the young woman with the hot dress. Although I'm focusing in on that one thing, more so. But I hear a gunshot down the street, and then my view go away from the girl down to the sound of the gunfire down the street. So there's a lot of things in the social picture. Focus on this, not on that. This comes in focus, this goes out of focus. Calculus. There's a lot of things moving. Higher thinking. There's a lot of things moving. It's like the juggler. There's a lot of balls in the air at one time. And we have to think in a way where there's a lot of things in the air at one time. There's no one question. There's no one answer. Although there are stronger questions and stronger answers in a field of many questions and many answers. So we're going to just click the thing back on, and we're going to go and look at the women's chart real quick, and we're going to move on that. Okay, here we are. This is the female reproductive system, and we've shown this before in the last piece. Just go over it real quick. The vagina is here. Semen is introduced into the vagina, and it's loaded here at the cervix. Cervix is at the top of the of a vagina, and in a lot of cases it feeds the sperm. Now, the sperm goes up into the uterus. As it moves into the uterus, it moves along one of these fallopian tubes. It's the right fallopian tube or the left fallopian tube. Usually every month, sometimes this one gives an egg off, and the next month this one gives an egg off. The ovary is here. Every month it drops an egg. The egg drops into the fallopian, flows up the fallopian tube into the uterus. Usually it meets the semen here, and the egg and the semen flows down and connects into the uterus somewhere on this wall, and the zygote begins to grow, and it grows in this uterus. Now, as the egg, once a month, drops here, it moves along, the body is stimulated by hormones. What does the hormones do? The hormones excites the body into reproduction. The purpose of all this is reproduction. The purpose of life, it appears, is reproduction. So as this drops here, the hormones or goes through the bloodstream, stimulates a woman's body. Now she's interested in sex. She's interested in sex, interested in reproduction, and it goes on. The magic day is the 15th day. Usually what happens, the egg drops here and it moves here. From day 1 to the 15th day of the cycle, the woman is sexually stimulated. The stimulation is more so in the first week, the first 7 days, although it's still there in the second 7 days. Second 7 days, we are 15th day, it's still there. But what happens on the 15th day of the cycle? The egg dissolves. The egg dissolves, there's no more egg, and it flows out through the ovary, through the uterus, the menstrual cycle. So on the 28th day, you have the menstrual cycle, and the whole thing flows out. So this chart is is on your YouTube site, and you could just look for female reproduction, and they give you a little more detail as to what's going on. Our primary interest is this area here, the calendar. The female's attitude changes as the cycle progresses. In the first 7 days or so, you get the giggle, wiggle, and jiggle. In animals, in regular animals, bears and horses and cows and pigs and chickens and rabbits and a lot of insects, what do? They don't necessarily, what they do, they have something we call a heat. They are in heat. That means this reproductive system is stimulated every month or so. They usually put out some kind of scent, drop scent in the urine. The male animal picks it up. Then they get together. And when we say get together, we are saying this. Usually animals, they just don't get into the in and out, as we said before. They just don't get into the in and out. What they do is they have some kind of ritual. They butt heads, they dance, they sing their love songs or whatever. They get into snorting, they chase each other around, and all kinds of different activities that the animal kingdom do. And this is the thing about the humans. Humans just don't, or women just don't get into the in and out. They have to be teased. They have to be courted. You know, they like to be teased and courted, and show me what you got and this and that. You know, and whatever. Maybe you got a love song, some rap, some poem, poetry, whatever it is. Show me that you're better than the other guy, and so just like other animals, you get into some kind of ritual. So when you walk up to a woman that what she's mean and she won't accept me and this and that and the other, maybe she's not in the cycle is a bit off, or she's not in this cycle, or the cycle is over here as opposed to over there. We go through it real quick one more time. Well, I think maybe we've gone through it enough time. Day 1, it drops here. Day 2, it moves up. Day 3, it moves up. It's moving up here. Day 15, the egg dissolves. Day 18, it's dissolved. 19, 20, and it goes into the menstrual flow or whatever. Usually, the woman is in good spirits from here over this way, from the first day to the 15th day. After the 15th day, you get irritation, irritability, and all kinds of things till the 28th day, and the woman might get